Hi there, welcome to another video. I've done a few videos today. This might be the third one I've done. Plus I've done a new song earlier today that I recorded. Wrote a new song. Let Us Be As One, I think that might be what it's called. It's a brand new song, so you can understand that I've forgotten the title, but and that's on YouTube, and I posted it on the internet. But yeah, I'm before this spiritual awakening, unexpected spiritual awakening that I had 10 years ago. Yeah, I was just a musician, and so I wasn't looking for anything like this. And I wanted to do a video not about my awakening, a bit related to that, but to do with one of the elements that I think was important in this awakening, and the reason why I had the awakening. I think one of the things is that what led to the awakening was I sat down one day and had enough. And to reach that point where you let go of the outward world, you've got to feel so bad that you just go within, and you've got to really mean it. And I completely let go when in that point of awakening, spiritual awakening. In that moment, I completely let go. It was such a powerful, authentic moment that it manifested the spiritual awakening. And I think one of the things that did it is that thing about letting go. All my life, as a kid growing up in school, I was always the odd one out. And how could kids sense why? Because I wouldn't say anything to them, but they could sense that my energy was different, you see. I always got people to react in a strange way. And it's to do with energy. And because of that upbringing, what that develops is it develops a personality that has no fear to tell the truth. I'm not afraid to be myself. And so that's why this path is perfect for me, because I don't care what the comeback is, right? I don't really care what people think about me, and also, what people think and what you think of me, or what anyone thinks about anyone, is based on the mirror of yourself. That's what it's all based upon. It's common sense to see, and that's what, I talk on common sense pretty much a lot of the things I say, but it's common sense that you can only perceive me based on the reflection of yourself. And once you understand that, you understand people's reasons for doing things. Then you understand your own reasons to doing things, and then you're able to heal. And what I'm really revealing here is the path of awakening and healing. Now, what is spiritual awakening? Well, it happens in that authentic moment when you really mean it. But it's really an alignment with the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. And then you're going past the conscious mind into the subconscious mind, and you're going into a deeper level of the subconscious mind, which is your psyche, which is really your soul mind, which is the pathway to all the records of yourself, because you have lifetimes that is going on right at this very moment. It's all parallel. It's all multidimensional. Time is multidimensional. It's all happening in the same now. But in that spiritual awakening, that's what you're accessing. People that don't understand that spiritual awakening don't understand what you're accessing. you know, it's not to be big-headed or anything, because I don't work on that level of the ego, because that's another thing that starts diminishing. The ego is only there because it thinks it exists as a separate entity. Once you're going through that awakening, you're realizing more and more that this self is illusory nonsense. You start to become aware of the fact that everything has to come from nothing, and it's just a non-dual endlessness of non-existence. Then you realize you don't really exist, really, and that within the nothing is awareness. And that's all we are. We're aware in this moment, and this present moment is the only thing that's real. But that's what this awakening did. It did so many things. I mean, I've been going through this for under 10 years now. Started, like I say, unexpectedly. I didn't know anything about this kind of thing before. My mum side is gypsy, Romany gypsy, travelling kind of people, and they did psychic readings, and my mum used to do different psychic shows, and transfiguration, which is taking someone on the stage and you see spirits through them, and I took pictures when I was 15 of these spirits. You can see them on the pictures. But when I was going through this awakening, Mum didn't know what was happening to me, because it was completely different. But she has told me that there was one person that came to her show that was very evolved, and she says that I speak similar to them. And this was an old lady. She said that spoke about the similar kind of things I speak about. But of course, this information, like I'm saying, a person will speak about these same things if they're accessing this records. You've got the conscious mind, like I say, in awakening, that's what's happening. It's an alignment. Your conscious mind is now aligning with your subconscious, and it's working like a relationship, and it's going deep into the psyche, the soul mind, and that's accessing. Once you go through that, you go deeper, and you access what is known as Akashic records, which is merely just dreams that you've had and are having, because like I say, it's all simultaneously. But like I was saying earlier in the video, like I was saying, that's, my journey to leading up to the awakening was a very hurtful journey of feeling not accepted, and I was just lost. And that's why I think that's why I'm perfect for this journey, because I'm like fearless. I don't really care what people think about me or this path or whatever. And if I cared about that, then there's no way I'd be able to speak like I do. I'm pretty controversial. I speak out about so many different things now. I'm not just talking about spiritual awakening. Many people on the spiritual awakening journey, they will not talk about the kind of stuff I talk about, like Black Lives Matter, all the different. I talk about things that is pretty dangerous. And a lot of people on awakening paths, spiritual awakening paths, don't want to get put off of YouTube. You don't see Eckhart Tolle talking about it. But I just feel that this is the time where we have to speak up. And I choose to do that. And I'm also fearless of doing it as well. That's the thing. And I don't think that's just the awakening. I think that's my past also. I think you reach a certain level, where you've been made fun of or whatever, or laughed at by the sheeple, and you just don't care what they think of you anymore. It's like you let go. Like in this awakening, that's, like I said, earlier, that's how it manifested. It manifested because I just let go of the external world. I let go of my ego desires, what the ego was telling me. And it's that authentic moment of really meaning it when the miracle happens. You see, hear it all the time. People say, I prayed to God and I meant it. But it's only when you mean it does that power manifest itself. And this God is an authentic love force within us all. Because that's what we are. And like I say, you're in that awakening, spiritual awakening, you're now accessing deep parts of yourself that you didn't know exists. And nothing really exists, really. You know, when someone gives dates of a certain event and they're right, they're not actually right at all. Because everything comes from nothingness, meaning this is just a dream. So they're not actually getting anything right, they're just in an illusion of the physical, when it's not physical at all. And it just so happens that in the dream they're supposed to be right, but it's not real. And you realise in this awakening process, as it's happening more and more and more, that you're just a dream. The self is just a dream. It's just a non-dual nothingness that basically dreams. And it's already happened, because it's got infinity to run itself, because it is pure infinity. That means infinity to run itself, meaning it's perfected itself an infinite number of times, meaning it's already happened. You know, I would say this is more of a free-flowing video. Some videos I do, they're more serious. Some videos are not. You know, this is like a free-flowing video, because I talk about conspiratorial kind of stuff, and that's serious, and then I talk about my own spiritual awakening. You know, I'm not someone that even looks up information. A lot of the time I don't. It's like the other day, I'm a Man United fan, and the other day I was looking up transfers to see who they're buying, and then Black Lives Matter came up, the information I was thinking about before. So it's like it's looking for me, you know, and this is because it's all to do with energy. It's all to do with your frequency. That's another thing this awakening showed me. It showed me that you be present, and what is meant to be there to teach you something will be there. And that's what I am now, and this is the path of abundance. The path I'm on is the path to abundance. This is why the system is desperate to get us linked with AI, with artificial intelligence, because there's a global awakening going on, and this abundance path is far more attractive than anything the system can offer us. That's why when you see the sheeple in chaos, that they're a reflection of the system, because everything is spiritual, everything's energy. The system that is controlling them is a hurtful energy that the sheeple have manifested. But like I say, everything is returning to the divine creator, you could say. And we are all co-creators with that divine creator, because it works with each other, it's all oneness. And that's why the system at the top of the pyramid is terrified of an awakening, because it's over for them. These demons feed off of fear. And if everything's returned to love, it means they can't feed off anything, so that they have to go to another planet. And that's why I've had this unexpected spiritual awakening, and many people have had these awakenings. When Derek Akora was alive, I even saw, watched one radio interview with him, and he said that he met people that were going through like awakenings, and it was always men, he said, under 50. But I'm just going to leave it there. For latest updates, videos, etc., please do visit my website at www.lovelightfamily.com. Thank you for watching and listening.